Hey people, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining, liking, and subscribing and all that jazz. So, here it is. A lot of people are asking me, emailing me, do a follow-up. What's going on in Ukraine and Russia? What's your point of view? What do you think is happening? And I said it in a couple of live streams already over the last couple of months. It's a war of attrition. So I think it's worth making an independent video about this. This is a war of attrition, basically wearing one side wearing the other side down, and what's been happening. So let's take a look at what's happening, why I think this war in the Ukraine is a war of attrition, bleeding Americans dry to bring the ultimate Western collapse. So let's take a look at what I've been spinning around and what I've been thinking and how I've been prioritizing my thoughts here. Guys, don't forget to join us tonight on Mike in the Night, episode 463. Don't forget to join us tonight if you can. There's the episode there ready to go, live in 8 hours, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Mike in the Night, where people call in on Odyssey and actually discuss what's going on without being regulated. So, attrition warfare. What does Wikipedia say? War of attrition. Attrition warfare is a military strategy consisting of belligerent attempts to win a war by wearing down the enemy to a point of collapse through continuous losses in personnel and materiel. The word attrition comes from the Latin root of atterere, meaning a rub against, similar grinding down of the opponent's forces in attrition warfare. So what's going down? So there it is right there. U.S. lawmakers to lock in $50 billion military aid to Ukraine before January, before the votes get counted and before things start changing around through the midterm election in the United States. And you see it right here. Amid skepticism that a new Congress could withhold military aid to the Ukraine, lawmakers from both major U.S. parties are looking to lock in billions of dollars in military assistance in Kiev before the new members are sworn in January. So if you want to find out what's going in and why America's getting bled dry, and Russia knows it. What's happening is Russia knows this. So Russia's allowing taxpayers, American middle-class families, blue-collar families, white-collar families, people in other English-speaking countries that have been donating and pushing money into this country. One, a lot of it is being laundered. We know about it already, and we discussed that. The other, it's bleeding the taxpayers and the people that maintain the infrastructure in America and Canada and other countries dry. It's actually taken away from the middle-class citizens and impoverishing their great-grandkids, right? But they keep printing off money that they don't have so they could fund these BS wars. And Russia knows this, and this is how Russia's winning, because it's costing the West billions of dollars. And what's going on? It's just fizzling out back and forth, and then they resurge a little bit, and then it fizzles back out, then it resurges a bit, and it fizzles back out. If you actually want to get into this and find out why this is happening and why the American administration is allowing this, you got to go to the HSGAC Financial Joint Report. It is the Hunter Biden Burisma and corruption, the impact on U.S. government and policy and related concerns. This is what happened in the Ukraine, and this is why Americans or American lawmakers or American administration is playing blood money to the Ukraine because of this Burisma scandal that's been going on. And we talked about that many times. You want to read this. So Hunter Biden, Burisma, and corruption, the impact on U.S. government policy and related. So there it is right there. Now, U.S. forces prepared to fight in Ukraine if conflict escalates, says report. So who's going in? What's going in? So this is a very complicated strategic move on their part. U.S. military forces have made preparations to enter the Ukraine to fight alongside Kiev's troops against Russia forces amid soaring tensions between Russia and U.S.-led NATO alliances, according to the report. The Russians are just going to drag this right out and allow it, just like in World War II, when Hitler was on his way to Moscow. It was such a cold winter that Stalin said, I'm not even going to send my troops out. Let them freeze out there to death. Let these invaders, and it worked. It wore them down and sent them back to their capital, from there, right? So, going on here. All right, let's keep going. And so what do we talk about? Why I haven't taken sides on the Ukraine and Russia, my geographic perspective on Ukraine and Russia. So there it is right there. I kind of wanted to throw that out there. It's a video I made 7 months ago, and the video was stolen from me. And you could hear it here. Please, sir, may I have a plug where the exact thing that I said word salad. Word salad was taken and then put into their video. My word salad was basically like this. Now, the reason why I haven't taken sides on this BS and what's been going on there in Eastern Europe is very simple. Let's pretend that China was in cahoots with Mexico. China loves Mexico. China's been building, let's pretend that China's been building radioactive testing grounds and military marches along the Mexican-U.S. border. Let's say China was doing these laboratories and testing out all kinds of stuff on the U.S.-Mexican border. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think U.S. is going to do in retaliation to? Why is China doing this in Mexico? Why is China building up Mexican arms and bringing over weapons along our border? Well, the U.S. will just retaliate and take a portion of Mexico or rid the Chinese out of Mexico. That's what would happen. But people don't see this Ukraine-Russia thing like that because they were already building up this military arsenal during the Bush administration. They started building up conflict along that Russia-Ukraine side and building up on Eastern Europe, Poland, and other countries there. So people don't take that into perspective. That what if that happened on the U.S. side? What if China was with Russia? So that's why I haven't taken sides, because if you look at it from a different perspective and figure it out, you would understand where I'm coming from with this. You will understand how things basically are. It's your perspective on how you see it, right? I look forward to reading your comments below. Is it a war of attrition? Is Russia winning this by bankrupting America? America won the Cold War against Russia by bankrupting Russia. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.